Hey guys, Lottie Photo here. Here's a rundown of week 2 of my production diary. Let's get cracking. So what have I actually been doing this week? Well, it's been kind of a slow week to be honest, and I have been doing more theory work rather than practical work, but I have done some practical work this week. So what have I actually been doing for my practical work? Well, part of our pitch presentation is that we have to produce or even talk about our test shoot ideas. Now I've been doing my test shoots currently. So one of the test shoots I have edited this week was a colour grading where I've learned the new software, editing software, which is free and amazing, is DaVinci Resolve. I've decided to use DaVinci Resolve for this project because I feel like it brings out more colour and you get lots more options rather than Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro is a really good software for editing, but I feel like if you really want to go into colouring, you use DaVinci Resolve. It just has like so much more to it, and it's free as well, rather than Premiere Pro, because Premiere Pro I'd say has the basics of colour grading, while DaVinci Resolve, it really takes you like a step further, which I really like, and I think it really brings out like really dramatic like intentions for the play. The other test shoot that I did do was audio. So part of my audio test shoot was, the main one was trying to find where are we going to put the NTG2 shotgun mics on the stage. I placed it on the left side of the stage, the right side of the stage, and centre upstage, and I can just tell you now, centre stage was not a good idea. This wasn't a good idea because you can listen here now.
A mortal like me, and laws which you enact cannot be overturned by common human decency.
So as you can clearly see, you can hardly hear Robin doing her monologue, which is the person we're trying to focus on, but you're picking up so much background noise, and that's something we want to try and avoid. Now, the right-hand side stage and the left-hand side stage of the mics where I position them, you can listen to this now.
Rainy, listen. Have two brothers, both of them dead, and Creon has decreed that a decent burial should be given to one, but not.
You sort of get like, you hear one ear more clearly than the other. And what I've learned from this is that what we are going to do is we are going to have two going at the same time. We don't know if we're going to have a third one in the centre yet, due to the fact they are having fire in the centre of the stage. So that's something we're going to try and work around. The second types of microphones I looked at was lav mics. So as you can see here, I have a DJI mic, which I tested on, and I have been using a DJI mic for these production diaries because this picks up the clearest audio. And as you can see here, or in my past production diaries, it picks up such good audio. So you can hear Robin here.
But what do you think, Ismene? Perhaps you can guess. We have two brothers, both of them dead, and Creon has decreed that a decent burial should be given to one, but not the other.
She sounds so clear, and you can only hear her, unlike the Sony TX650.
I'll die, of course, sometime, whether you make laws or not.
You can still hear Robin very clearly, but you can still hear like background noise, and it kind of gives you like a fuzz sound to it as well, which is something I want to try and avoid. The third mic that we also tested was a Video Rode mic. This mic is very good, but then again, it still gives you a fuzz sound, and realistically, this is more for backup audio. So if something goes wrong with the audio, if the H5n recorder gets corrupted or none of the files saved, we don't have an SD card on us, we've always got the Video Rode mics as backup audio. But I feel like they aren't the strongest, and I want to try and stick with the NTG2 shotgun mics as well as the DJI mics as well. But I've also considered the wireless Go's because they do pick up audio, but I feel like the DJI ones, as this is the newest mic that has been created, I feel like these ones are a bit better than the wireless Go ones because they're quite old. Now, the final thing that I really did over this week was realistically working on my pitch presentation, which I am presenting soon. What a pitch presentation basically is where you have to pitch your ideas. So I am pitching Antigone live performance to my lecturers and telling them what I'm going to do. So obviously my four main things are filming the live performance, publishing or like promoting it, so making promotional content, making the posters, so the main poster that the college, the drama and the program will have on, as well as hero posters of the main characters. And I will also be producing a documentary or behind the scenes of how it all led up from day one to opening night. For my deconstructions, I have been looking at Hamilton, the musical, the Disney Plus film version, because Antigone is set in the old age. Hamilton is set in the olden time, but it's filmed so modernly, and that's kind of what I want to do. I want to film it modernly, but it's still grasping that old time, which is something I want to have in Antigone. Still have the feeling of it's old, but it's filmed in a modern way. So that's what I'm looking at. The deconstructions I did do for this was the Hamilton trailer, because I felt like it was very dramatic and it had no speaking in it, and if that is something I want to go for Antigone's trailer. The second one I did was a Drive to Survive trailer, because I really liked how they did their interviews with a black background, a harsh white light, but what they did is they had their drivers to the left side, and then they had like this blank space, just white. So I really liked that a lot, and I think that's something I'm going to go for. The third deconstruction I did was the Reynolds pamphlet from Hamilton, because this had so many different types of shots in just one scene. So it had a bird's eye view shot, it had a pan shot, it had a medium shots, it had close-ups, it had so many different shots in it, just in that one song, because it's such a crucial part of the play. And I really like how that was done. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this Week Production 2 diary, and I hope you are excited for more to come along, as we are only still in the beginnings of Antigone, but they're doing so well, the drama students. So I'll see you next week for Production Diary Week 3.